Friends, while big stars have bodyguards stationed at their homes 24/7, there was one man who had a team of doctors on standby around the clock at his house. This was a man who had his food tested before eating, a man who had his water tested before drinking. He was someone whose house didn't have air conditioners but was instead equipped with oxygen chambers. He converted his home into an oxygen chamber to extend his life. This was a man whose footsteps could make the entire world erupt in excitement, a man whose style broke millions of hearts. He was someone whose personality people tried to imitate, and a man who reached an unparalleled milestone in the world of art that no one has touched to this day. Yes, friends, we are talking about none other than the action flexion king, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is a name that immediately evokes the image of a rock star in our minds. His name commands respect among millions of dancers worldwide. Michael Jackson is a name that needs no introduction. But what happened to this shining star that led him to leave this world midway through his life? In today's video, we will closely examine Michael Jackson's life and death. So stay with us until the end, because after watching this video, you will understand how Michael Jackson truly passed away. Friends, it is said that Michael Jackson always wore gloves on his hands. He would never shake hands with anyone without wearing gloves. What was the terrifying truth behind this behavior? Why was he afraid of touching others? You must have always seen Michael Jackson wearing a stylish hat, but you may be surprised to know that he didn't wear it just for style. He wore it to hide his face. Yes, friends, Michael Jackson hated his own face. In fact, he didn't even have a single mirror in his house. He broke every mirror in his home. It is said that whenever Michael Jackson saw his reflection in a mirror, tears would start rolling down his eyes. The same Michael Jackson who could make thousands of people go wild with excitement just by stepping onto the stage. The same Michael Jackson whose dance moves were mimicked by boys while showering in their bathrooms. The same Michael Jackson whose locks of hair could make even girls blush. What happened to this Michael Jackson? Where did he go? What exactly happened to Michael Jackson? Did he really die at the young age of 50? Is Michael Jackson truly dead? If so, then why do people say that Michael Jackson is still alive? Why do some believe that Michael Jackson is living a life of anonymity, hidden from the world? But here's something to ponder. How could Michael Jackson, a man known by every child around the globe, possibly hide anywhere in the world? Friends, it is said that Michael Jackson used to receive dozens of injections every day because he was terrified of infections. Let me tell you that even today, whenever someone thinks about dancing to Michael Jackson's songs, they never forget to wear a hat. This shows how Michael Jackson became a brand. His style, his clothes, his dance moves, everything about him was unique. While Michael Jackson was alive, it was extremely difficult for him to step out on the streets. Whenever people saw him, they would lose their minds. They would fight and argue just to get his autograph. For this reason, Michael Jackson was rarely seen in public places. But whenever he was seen in public, his face would be covered with a hat, and his hair would also fall over his face, concealing it. Now, you might wonder what this means. Friends, it simply means that Michael Jackson perhaps didn't like his face. This isn't just an assumption. Many experts have also claimed that Michael Jackson deeply disliked his own face. He believed he was the ugliest person in the world. Isn't it strange? The same face that the world yearned to see was considered ugly by its owner. Friends, today's video will make you think, what does a beautiful face truly mean? Does beauty mean having fair skin? If that's the case, how have so many dark-skinned individuals won titles like Miss Universe and Mr. Universe? However, Michael Jackson's dissatisfaction wasn't with his skin color. The problem arose from society's perspective, and the root cause of this issue was his father. Michael Jackson's father planted a seed of hatred in his son's mind, which continued to torment him throughout his life. As Michael Jackson grew older, his name became more popular, but with age, he began to develop pimples on his face. Because of this, his father often criticized him, saying that Michael Jackson's face didn't look good and that his nose was crooked. These comments deeply impacted Michael Jackson's mind. Gradually, he became obsessed with the idea that his face was very ugly. As a result, he frequently hid his face and avoided talking to people. Friends, this incident serves as a lesson for every parent in society. Never make such comments about your children. While other people's words may or may not affect a child, a parent's words certainly leave a lasting impression on their minds. The best example of this is the story of Albert Einstein. In his childhood, the world labeled Albert Einstein as a slow and weak-minded child. But Einstein's mother always told him that he was the most intelligent boy in the world. This belief took root in Einstein's mind, and as he grew older, that so-called slow child became one of the most brilliant individuals in the world.
The way she came into the place, I knew I'd been in there. There was something different about this girl.
Friends, some people who were close to Michael Jackson during his childhood have shared that whenever he left the house, he made sure his face was completely covered. He often relied on dark glasses and hats for this purpose. Gradually, he began to grow his hair longer, and eventually, his hair covered his cheeks. In this way, Michael Jackson's face became almost entirely hidden, and he started feeling much better about himself in this condition. However, as time went on, Michael Jackson's style became increasingly popular among people, and eventually this Michael Jackson style became a fashion statement. Despite having fame, wealth, and everything else one could desire, Michael Jackson underwent multiple surgeries on his face and even changed his skin color. Yes, Michael Jackson was naturally dark-skinned since childhood, but after undergoing plastic surgery, his skin turned fair. What we're going to tell you next will leave you astonished. Everyone knows that one day we all must face death, so why didn't Michael Jackson want to die? Why did he want to live for 150 years? Nobody knows the exact answer, but what we do know is that Michael Jackson had 1,015 doctors at his home. Every morning, these doctors would check his health, and if they noticed even the slightest issue, they would immediately treat it. Not only that, the food prepared for Michael Jackson was meticulously measured. Even a single drop of oil in his food was calculated to ensure he didn't consume anything too oily. When Michael Jackson learned that living in a hyperbaric chamber could significantly extend a person's life, he had one custom made for himself. He slept inside it every day. But as they say, when death comes, no bodyguard in the world can stop it. Despite taking such great care of his health, this man passed away at the age of just 50. What we're going to share next will give you goosebumps. After Michael Jackson's death, his post-mortem revealed shocking findings. The team of doctors who performed the autopsy reported that, at the time of his death, Michael Jackson's body had become like a broken cage. Many of his bones were fractured, and several had deteriorated. His body bore not one or two, but hundreds of injection marks. The question is, how could a man who had a team of doctors with him end up in such a state? Investigations revealed that Michael Jackson had undergone multiple plastic surgeries, which caused him immense pain. To manage this pain, he frequently relied on tablets and capsules. Over time, the overdose of these medications hollowed out his body. Michael Jackson's head doctor failed to stop him from this self-destructive habit and continued prescribing excessive medications. Eventually, the court sentenced Michael Jackson's head doctor to 4 years in prison. After Michael Jackson's death, several media outlets around the world claimed that he had faked his death. Whatever the truth may be, there has never been an artist like Michael Jackson, nor is there one today. His moonwalk dance still leaves people in awe. So friends, if you think Michael Jackson deserves a like, go ahead and hit that button. If you enjoyed this video, please share it, so more people can discover what Michael Jackson truly stood for. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.